Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a very good day. So I'm here to do my movie review for The Hobbit. I watched it on Thursday. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was amazing. So yeah, this is going to be a biased review. A gushery review, my love for The Hobbit, just my thoughts really, because a review should really be more critical than what I'm going to talk about, but it's fine. It's okay. So I'll put the movie info right up here. The Hobbit was of course released this weekend. It's directed by Mr. Peter Jackson. Our actors include Martin Freeman, who plays Bilbo Baggins. We have Ian McKellen, who plays Gandalf the Grey, and Richard Armitage, who plays Thorin Oakenshield. And of course we cannot forget Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum/Smeagol. Fantastic. I also watched the film in 24 frames per second in 3D. 3D, I don't think it's necessary. It didn't really add to my movie-going experience. I didn't see anything that was particularly, oh my gosh, in-your-face 3D. And of course, the 24 frames per second was a no-brainer for me. I'm not into the 48 frames per second because it's just too weird. Too weird for me at this moment. So right off the bat, guys, let's talk about the acting. I thought the acting was on point. Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins. To see Bilbo, this reluctant, apprehensive hobbit, and to see him change throughout the film, to see him kick some ass, just really gain more confidence in himself, and just to see him find his courage was just lovely. It was fantastic. And we have Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum, Smeagol. He was definitely one of my favorite characters in the film, along with Bilbo Baggins. That scene, both of them together in the caves doing the riddles, it was awesome. It was so good. Yeah, it was so funny just to see their chemistry and the dynamics between those two characters, those two actors was fantastic. And you could definitely see the advancement in CGI, and just to see how detailed, how realistic Gollum looks today, and he looks so good. And of course we have Richard Armitage, who plays Thorin Oakenshield, and all the other dwarves. They all look fantastic. They all look really great. My favorite aspects in watching the dwarves was seeing them interact with each other. To see the chemistry, to see the bromance. It was all well and good. There were just so much fun, lots of comedic relief with certain characters. It was definitely a good time for me. So acting on point, everyone played their characters to the T, I felt. Next guys, let's talk about the plot, how the movie was paced, the length of the movie, because I'm a Tolkien enthusiast for sure. I did not mind the length of the film. You know, you could feel that it's a longer film for sure. It's almost 3 hours long. It wasn't like I was checking my cell phone every 10 minutes to see when it would be done. For me, I really love backstory. My favorite aspects in reading books and watching movies is the whole introduction to this world and to the characters. So the lengthy time it gets into introducing characters and really setting up the backstory, I found that all well and good. After that 1 hour mark of introduction to the characters and the world and backstory, it really takes off from there. Lots of adventure, lots of action. You know, I really loved watching the dwarves. They know how to haul ass as well as kick ass at the same time, which was fantastic to see. And of course we cannot forget the score, the music to The Hobbit. Howard Shore does it again. The score is fantastic. In my head, cannot stop thinking about it. Lastly guys, let's talk about the book to movie adaptation. Because I read The Hobbit quite a while ago, it's a bit hazy for me. Of course I remember all the major, bigger plot points in the book. As you could tell from the beginning of this video, I'm in love with this movie, and so of course I didn't mind any additions, alterations. Were there parts of the movie that were gratuitous, didn't really add to the plot line? Sure. Shrug, I guess so. But the movie was just visually stunning. It wasn't like, this is boring, can we just move on? Of course I love the world and the characters and this adventure and what it means to these characters, so I was fully engaged. The Hobbit is definitely weaving in the Lord of the Rings storyline in there, and I do not mind that at all. Of course The Hobbit is really about these dwarves getting their home back, Bilbo really finding himself throughout this journey. So although the Lord of the Rings storyline is weaved into The Hobbit a little bit, I don't believe it really takes away from the story of the dwarves and from Bilbo Baggins. So I thought that was really good. And lastly, you guys know my love for characters in books. I love them so much, and I was hoping that the film would get into the individual characteristics of the dwarves, personality, backstory of all of the different characters. The film does not do that, unfortunately, but guys, I have to admit that how they portrayed the dwarves at the beginning of the film was so great. Even though I didn't get to know them individually, get to see their backstory, I still really empathize and sympathize with their situation. And that's what I was kind of missing when I first read The Hobbit, that I couldn't really empathize with these characters. And at the beginning of the film, we really get to see the dynamic between each of the dwarves, and we really get to see how close they are, how much they care for each other. They're pretty much a family, they're brothers, and that really hit home with me. And that's what I really loved about The Lord of the Rings, was this really great loyalty, friendship, camaraderie amongst the characters, and you could really see that amongst the company of the dwarves. And so even though I didn't really get to know them individually, if one of them happens to go missing or something really bad happens to them, my heart would totally break, because they're supposed to be together, all 13 of them, including Bilbo and Gandalf. Just in The Lord of the Rings, you know how it happened. My heart broke when things happen. Also, book to movie comparison, the tone of the film really reflects the book. I really feel that The Hobbit really balances out the light-hearted moments with the more darker elements of the story. With that being said, I'm going to give The Hobbit the film 5 stars out of 5. You know, I can't help it. I just adored it. So totally going there and back again for sure. So that's everything, guys. Are you guys gonna watch The Hobbit? Please do. It's so much fun. I feel The Hobbit really incorporates a lot of the things I love about The Lord of the Rings, expanding on aspects of the book that you don't get to know firsthand or get little detail about. Also, the fight choreography, the battle scene was just awesome. And you get the bromance. You get the really lovely characters. You know, I've heard and watched reviews on The Hobbit, and I totally understand where they're coming from, and I understand their concerns. But for me anyways, they're kind of met with a half-hearted shrug. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Have a very good one. More videos to come. There's lots of videos, lots of reading to do this month. Hope you're having a very good holidays. I will talk to you later. Bye. Cimmerillion 2013 people, come on, who's with me?